No, I didn't see the commercial. My Facebook, I'm trying to tell my mama because she gonna say that that's Diana Ross daughter. That not, I mean that's Diana Ross daughter. She, you know, that's Aretha Franklin daughter. No, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that movie. Um, what's up, Facebook family? How y'all doing? All right, rest in peace, Mr. Brooks. We have another death to discuss. I'm waking up late. I'm having my coffee, and I'm making some turkey kickbox. I'm looking for it. Hey, try to sweat my technique.
Damn it. All right. So that ain't gonna work.
Gotta boil it first, and then you gotta fry it up. All right, so
Wow. Yeah, that that is funny.
a couple days ago, and police officers. So they didn't pull his brother over. Peace, 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 family. Sorry, y'all.
All right, all right. What are we doing here?
Okay, so Mr. Brooks was at a Wendy's. I
Really?
don't know if you remember this one. His brother's actually.
Okay.
A follower of mine.
Peace. I'm trying to see if y'all can hear me. I haven't been on live in so long. I forgot how to work this thing. Let's see.
And he might try.
Peace to the family. All right, let's see if it works now. No, it ain't gonna work. Maybe it will.
In here. But his brother,
Okay.
not brother or cousin, family member, sorry, was killed in a drive-through. I believe it was Florida.
So basically, I've been talking to many people offline, online, and everybody are, we're holding on to beliefs. We're not even holding on to like correct information anymore. You dig? We're holding on to beliefs. And a lot of our beliefs can't really be explained. And it's okay. Like it's okay. It's a belief. You can hold on to it. But some of us want our beliefs to be actual facts. So when you want your beliefs to be actual facts, you start to chase things that support it. And some things that appear to support it has no real foundation. You dig? There's no evidence. It's straight, like what we would call pseudoscience. And for you, the person with the belief who wants to show evidence that it's true, it could be Bigfoot, it could be aliens, it could be Santa Claus, whatever it is. You start chasing and you start reading and Googling anything that supports your belief system, regardless of how credible it is or not. Then yeah, will present that to the world as though it's a fact. Then people like myself would say, nah, that's not accurate. That's pseudo. That's fake science, or that's fringe. That's fringe work. There's nothing there that's that we could build on. Okay, so it doesn't make your belief invaluable. It just makes the evidence that supports your belief invaluable. You can hold on to your belief, but the evidence you're supporting it with is garbage. So you can look at it as like lawyers in court. If a lawyer is representing you or the state, if they don't have good evidence, now they might have a good hunch, a good clue that you are guilty, or your defense lawyer might have a good hunch or good clue that you are innocent. If they don't have the support, the evidence, if they don't have the evidence to support that, it's not going to go their way if they are facing an opposing attorney or prosecutor that's just as good as them with more evidence on their side. So that's how it is in real life. If you have a belief system and you don't really have evidence to support it, it's okay. That's your personal belief. But when you come before the world with that belief, you need strong evidence to support it. And when you come with that weak evidence, and we expose it for what it is, that just means go back to the drawing board, come back with more accurate information. That's all that means. So let me finish playing the sister. Because I don't know if y'all seen this or not.
Well, he had fallen asleep in a drive-through. But let's talk about Mr. Brooks. So Mr. Brooks is
Okay, so Mr. Brooks was at a Wendy's drive-through. I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a shooting in a drive-through before. I don't know if you remember this one. His brother's actually a follower of mine, and he might chime in here. But his brother, I think not brother or cousin, family member, sorry, was killed in a drive-through. I believe it was Florida. Well, he had fallen asleep in a drive-through. But let's talk about Mr. Brooks. So Mr. Brooks is in the drive-through, and it appears that he's actually in the drive-through line like he's going to make a purchase when he falls asleep. Now, let's be honest. I haven't done this in a really long time, but there was a time when I used to hang out and party, and yeah, you could fall asleep right at the light. That has happened to me, and I've woken up like, oh shit, right around the corner from my house. It has happened. Now I probably was 19, 20
Peace to the family. Can you hear now? Let me know if you can hear now.
at the time, but you don't remember, you don't forget things like that. And so he's in the drive
Shit.
in the drive-through, and he probably fell asleep. He admitted that he had been drinking. One thing that if you ever watch any of my videos, that's the first thing I tell you not to say. Even if you have been drinking, don't ever admit. Don't ever give the police probable cause. Let them find it on their own. Because you heard later in the tape, the police officer already thought he had probable cause. I opened the door. He was asleep. Car was in ignition. The key was in ignition. The car was on. He was took me a couple times to wake him up. He was disoriented. His speech was slurred. His eyes were glossy. Those are all of the markers and all of the indications that someone might be driving while intoxicated or impaired. Now, some people inboxed me and said, but he wasn't driving. He wasn't driving. He was asleep and his car was not moving. Well, that's not what the law is in New York. And I'm going to just take a stab that the law is the same in Atlanta when it comes to driving while impaired or driving while under the influence. So let me tell you what it is in New York. And then you can just govern yourself as if it's the same in your state because it's pretty restrictive. In New York.
Nah, I'm not cooking fish. If you're talking that, yeah, and I'm not cooking. I had some bull, yo. Yeah, man, I done bought some bull. You know, yo, don't ever go shopping in a grocery store on an empty stomach. I done bought some bull. I bought some old smoked turkey sausages, but these things are these things are horrible, man. Horrible. Disgusting. And they horrible. Just empty stomach. Bought them, ate some of them, mad as hell right now. So I really just some garbage stuff.
If you are
horrible turkey sausage. Oh, I didn't do it. Wow. Word. I mean, empty stomach, bruh. Yeah, if you're gonna go to the grocery store, go with a chick. Don't if you're a dude, don't go by yourself, man. With an empty stomach, you're gonna buy a whole bunch of stupid. Yo, once you come home and eat one thing, the rest of the stuff you're gonna be like, oh my god, why'd I buy that garbage? And I'm the type of dude that don't return stuff. You dig? I either throw it in the trash, that thing sits in the refrigerator until it's just spoiled, or I might give it to somebody. I done bought 3 packs. This is over here. I should show y'all what I bought. I did this some dumbness. I done bought 3 packs of whole wheat thin sandwich rolls. 3 packs of these shits, man. I ate like 2 sandwiches. I got mad packs. They don't go to waste. I should go on Facebook and give them some away for free. But T.Y. in peace, bro. Saru, I'm him. Yeah, so as you can see, we are in tough times. Okay, how about that? I know it's out there. Okay. Yo, why? Anyway, we're in some tough times right now, man. You dig? And we're coming out of the. I don't know if y'all states already open, but states are starting to open up slowly. Business are out. Yeah, it's funny. Hertz is out. I think Modell Sporting Goods. I heard that they closed or something. I don't know if they're out of business, but I know like they closed some stores. But it's funny how everybody's out of business except for the Chinese food stores. You would think. I'm just saying. You would think that the virus came from there. You would think that because of that, they will be tainted. Their business will be tainted, and nobody will order Chinese for fear of the virus. Although the virus won't live that long, they come over here. But anyway, but you would think like the fear factor of ordering Chinese to invite the virus in your home, you think that they would go out of business because nobody will order from it. Nope. The minute you can order food, the first thing Negroes order is how do I know? Because I was outside talking to my boy, and the Chinese dude came twice to give somebody some food. I'm like, oh, and we start laughing, like, yo, niggas ordering Chinese food. Like, oh shit, like, like, dude, I guess. But Modell's and Hertz and everything else out of bed. All right, whatever. That's just funny.
Operating a motor vehicle. Operating a motor vehicle under the influence, that includes if that vehicle is parked, but the key is in the ignition. Key in the ignition, okay? I didn't say the car was even on, okay? Arguably, a police officer could find probable cause if you are drunk in your car and the keys are in the ignition. Because think about that, from a public policy perspective, is the cop supposed to wait for you to drive your drunk ass off and then stop you? No, the law doesn't wait for you to fuck people up and die and kill people before they stop you when they have reasonable suspicion that you just might be doing something illegal. Right, includes park. No, not keys on you. If the keys are in your pocket, okay, if your keys are in your pocket, that doesn't have the indicia, right? It doesn't have the surrounding circumstances that you intend to drive, right? So the keys in your pocket might actually militate against a drunk driving charge because you didn't put the key in the ignition, right? So follow me.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, this Facebook playback is annoying, man. It stops every time you go away from damn Facebook. That shit crazy. Like, why would it? That's just retarded. What kind of dumbness Facebook on? It stops automatically because you click off. Like, I didn't press pause or nothing. The thing just, that's weird. I'm over here trying to do something else, and I gotta be stuck right here. All right. Okay. All right. We are back.
Follow me when I say that. So you might be good. You know, cops lie, so they might say the key was in the ignition even if it wasn't. And these days, right, if you got a car like mine, you don't even need to put the key in the ignition. Okay? You don't have to put the key in the ignition. So for those of you who have the older model cars where you still have to put the key in the ignition, if you are driving, if you are drunk and you get in that car, even if you don't take off, you put the key in the ignition, you are operating a motor vehicle. Okay? Now, that's not the same. The law doesn't, it's not the same when it comes to driving with a cell phone. There is a distinction. Okay? You have to be operating that on a highway, on a public road, in order for you to get a ticket for that. But so let's go back to the driving while impaired. So he definitely, at that point, based on the video that we saw that was released, the police officer had probable cause at that point to arrest him for driving while impaired. And the police, the first cop was so cool. He's like, you all right? You know, all right, just pull on over there, right? If you remember from the video, he's in the line, he's at the drive-through line. So he tells him to pull off to like the parking area. The first cop is cool, calm, collected. Even the second cop might have had a little attitude, but he was calm and collected too. He's like, so, and he boosts up the drink. I think he said he had one drink, and cops do this all the time. So you had 1.5. And then the next question would be, so you had 2 drinks. So you had 2.5. So you had 3 drinks that night? That's how it goes, right? So the cop is like, so you had 1.5, you don't know what you had, you kind of had. This is why you don't even say shit like that, because you knew that was a lie from the gate. So now you ain't got no backup lie. Well, what you drinking? Anybody we know we specialize in catching people in the lie? Those people, like me, we specialize in catching you in a lie. We let you set yourself up for that. And then we ask some detailed questions that you can't possibly have the answer to because you made that whole shit up, right? And so he's like, so you're drinking with your girlfriend? What y'all was drinking? He's all, I don't know, something she made, something she said it was top shelf. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know how many men you know that drink a drink and they don't know what's in it, right? You drinking a drink, you don't know what's in it? No. Because you know you do. Your dude is either a vodka dude, he a Henny dude, come on, you know what your people drink. You know how you drink. You're not just drinking anything. And so at that point, he's trying to explain, I'm supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. One of the things that now, if I'm not a native of Atlanta, so I didn't know, and I had to read that when the officer pretty much is like, do you know where you are? And the location he gave was not where he was, right? So that's like me saying, do you know where you are? And I'm in Long Island, and I'm like, yeah, I'm over by, I'm over in Bed-Stuy, right? So I don't know if that's, distance-wise, but it's not the right place. And so what that tells a police officer is that you are under the influence of something. You don't have all your faculties, okay? And so they call for backup, and the other police officer shows up, and then he takes over the questioning. Now, based on the articles that I saw, the first officer was maybe 4 years on the job. I don't remember. But the second officer was more senior. He had more seniority, so he took over the questioning. And that's when you saw him asking him about, what type of liquor he drank. And he was not satisfied with those answers, at which point he told Mr. Brooks that you are, I think I have probable cause to put you under arrest for driving while influenced. And I believe he blew above the legal limit. I think he blew slightly above the legal limit. I think he blew a .108. And I think at least here is a .08. In New York, so I don't know what it is in Atlanta, but according to the article, it was above the legal limit for Georgia. The first officer was going to let him go. I'm going to come back and look at the comments in a second, because I know I do that a lot, and then I come back to the comments, and I'm like, oh shit, I meant to answer that. I don't think the first officer was going to let him go. I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, so then the officer just tells Mr. Brooks that he is going to place him under arrest, that he then has probable cause. This was all very calm. And then Mr. Brooks decided he didn't want to be arrested that night, I guess. I don't know what was going on in his head. If he was under the influence, he may not have been thinking rationally. He may not have been thinking logically. Right? I'll give him that. I won't give any black man that is dealing with the police just a little deference in their rationale in that moment, because there are so many things that bear down on you in that moment when you are interacting with the police. And so they got into an altercation. They were basically wrestling on the ground, at which point Mr. Brooks takes one of the tasers of the officer, and he starts to run. And the video that I saw was a combination of both the video from the police officer's body cam, and there was an external camera or something that may have been maybe on the Wendy's or something, because it was a widescreen shot where you could see them chasing him, right? And then you see him turn around and shoot the taser at the police officer, at which point the police officer shoots him with the firearm. And I don't have the specifics as to where he was shot. Presumably it was his back. And here's what I'm going to tell you about that. Police officers and the cops that are on here, you can tell me if this is your experience as well. Police officers, when they are trained, Obviously, police officers are trained that you shouldn't shoot somebody in the back, but they also are trained that just because someone is running away from you does not mean that they can no longer be a threat to you. Okay? So there are police videos that are shown to police where they show people running away from the cops. I'm trying to do my little... Don't be laughing at me, y'all. But you'll see people running away from the cops and turning around and shooting and keeping running. And so just because someone has their back to you, that does not in and of itself mean that they are no longer a threat. Okay? Now, people are saying, why did he shoot him? Why did he shoot him? You know, he should not have shot him because he only had a taser. Here's the response to that, because I got to give you the response. The response to that is the police officer then will say, well, if he tased me, he renders me, right, incapacitated. At which point then he could take my gun and shoot me and my partner and the other officer, right? So at what point, right, is the police officer allowed to defend himself from the foreseeable harm? That's what I mean, the foreseeable harm. Because think about, he's going to play this all the way to the end. You're not just going to take my taser and tase me. You might take my taser, incapacitate me, and take my gun. Yeah, I know they searched him and he didn't have a gun at that time, but he took the taser. So if you take my taser and you incapacitate me, I understand that a taser is not a deadly weapon. But have you ever been tased? Okay, because if you don't know what it feels like to be tased, and I've never been tased, I just put a 9-volt battery to my tongue. I got enough of that. I don't need no more. Okay, I don't need thousands of volts of electricity going through my body. Right? But I've seen other people tased, and it looks incredibly painful. Right? And it's not something that the average person can recover from immediately. Right? And so I'm not saying he was justified in shooting. And I'm not saying that if that was a white man, he would have shot him. Because we saw Jerry. Remember the post I put up? And I was like, be like Jerry? And Jerry was whooping those cops' ass. And they didn't pull out Taser 1 or Gun 2. Jerry got in the car and drove the fuck off. Right? I'm not discounting that. I'm not discounting that. But what I'm saying is, when we as a people are looking for justice, right, we have to manage our expectations, because we need to look at the entire system, the entire situation, the entire circumstance, and that way we don't have any false hopes or any false expectations about what's going to happen. I do not think this man will be charged. And if he is charged, I could see a grand jury, not even a petit jury, not even a jury trial. That's what they call the juries at a trial. They're called petit juries. The small jury and then the grand jury. That's where, it should be the other way around, because it's the petit jury that actually really decides guilt or innocence. The grand jury only decides reasonable cause, and a grand jury might just say, "Ain't no reasonable cause to believe that you intended to hurt this man. You were doing your job. You were defending yourself. At the end of the day, that guy, he gets to go in the grand jury and testify. He's gonna say, I was in fear for my life." All right. Taser was discharged already. So what? So what? That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything, because you could still send electricity through the charge, right? Now, if it comes out that once that is disabled, that once it's ejected, it can't hurt anyone anymore, that might change the facts. That might change the facts. But I doubt it. Yeah, the officer was fired. And you know he was only fired because of the current climate that we're in right now, right? That's the only reason he was fired. He wasn't fired. Oh, y'all gonna make me burn my kielbasa. He wasn't fired for any other reason. If you saw the video, you saw the captains, the officers that wear the white shirts, supervisors come over to him, black supervisors. You all right? You're my main concern. Did you see that part? Yeah, he was fired, but that was to save face. And then the chief stepped down, Erica, that was also the save face, right? Next thing you know, Keisha Bottom's gonna have to step down too, because Atlanta's gonna be on fire. So they burnt the Wendy's down. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate you. I'm trying to get used to it again. My short hair. Yeah, they burnt the Wendy's down because one of the people in Wendy's was the one who called the police. And again, you know, how hard would it be to send somebody out there just to check on somebody? You know, and I guess it's not really reaching the masses that the police are not our personal protection agency. All right, they're just not. I was thinking about this the other day because I was just thinking about this the other day. I had a case in Nassau County. It was a homicide, and it started out over a Facebook beef. And some girls from one side of town was like, "We're gonna roll up on you." These girls on another side of town, and so the girls that was on this side of town was like, "Pull up, come through," and so they did. And a fight ensued, and one of the girls that came and pulled up to fight was killed. So they arrest my client, who's 16 years old at the time, and they say, you know, why didn't she call the police? And this is the disconnect between white prosecutors and the people that they prosecute, right? Because white prosecutors, they see the police as their personal protection agency, right? They don't understand why we don't. And so when we have this discord in our lives and we don't call the police, it's like we have some sort of guilty conscience. And I tried to explain to him, which is really difficult to do. I tried to explain to him that that's just not how we do. As black people, we don't call the police. They don't rescue us. They don't. We handle our own business. How many of you on this live right now, if you had beef with someone and they was like, "Yo, we coming to your house," guess what? I know half of you gonna be like, "What color car you driving? What time will you be here?" Come on. We ain't calling the cops. You wanna pull up? Yo, you really want this smoke? Come on. And that's what they did. And I tried to explain that. I tried to explain the fact that unfortunately, the girl who lost her life, she was the aggressor. She started. She came. They walked all the way here, about 2 miles. They were committed to this fight. But that didn't mean anything to him. Okay? 97% of the prosecutors in this country are white. How do you think cops keep getting off for these shootings? You know how they get off? Either some judge lets them off and finds them not guilty, or they have a jury of their peers. They have a jury of their peers. Jurors who understand their very real fear that they have of black people. Right? And so they sell that to their jury, and the jurors go, "I understand that. I could see why you would do that." Right? And then they let them go. What do black people do when they get on juries? They don't have the backbone to even speak sometimes. Especially when they are maybe 1 out of 12 or 2 out of 12. They don't have a voice in that room. And if they're not strong-willed, they will remain silent and they will go along to get along. But black people are not showing up for jury duty. We are not showing up for jury duty. It makes my job that much more difficult, because if I can't convince this prosecutor that my client acted in self-defense, I know that it's going to be equally difficult to convince 12 white people who won't understand why my client didn't call the cops. So the Wendy's people, the people that work in this country, where
now that's some deep information right there. That's some deep information she just dropped, because there's a definitely disconnect between the different communities. So that was definitely important. No, that she's trying to explain to the jurors that like black folks handle, they deal with the cops. They see the cops a little differently than how you see the cops. White folks, we don't see the cops as people who are going to come in and you know uh, do police work. We see cops as people who are going to be aggressive, like towards everybody, both parties. You dig? So that's why a lot of times we just try to police ourselves and resolve it ourselves. It's kind of deep what she's saying. So we're almost done.
Wherever you may be, if you see a black person in distress, help them first. Try before you call the authorities on us, because they are not our personal protection agency, Amy Cooper. We don't see that. We don't get that. We don't receive that. Yes, black people, we make an excuse for jury, and then you'll turn around and y'all want to go, how the fuck that happened? How did he get acquitted? How could they have locked up somebody like Centoya Brown? How could they? All of the people that are being exonerated by the DNA evidence, or all of the, the five central.
My bad. I hate this Facebook replay.
Five, there was a jury. Jury. Jury people who convicted them, because there's nobody in the room. So I don't think that the officer who killed Mr. Brooks will be charged. I think that he probably won't even have a negative marking in his personnel file. And shout out to New York for making the police personnel files public now. Remember, we talked about that, and I was saying how police personnel records are not public. Well, they just passed a law changing that, and now their records are public. I gotta split my kielbasa. It's looking good too. All right, let me come up in here and see. Let me see some question here. I held the jury for 3 days by myself. You better do that shit, Mark. That's what I'm talking about. One of the things that I asked jurors before I put you on my jury, I'm going to ask you, so if the vote is 11-1 and you're in the minority, do you have the fortitude to stand your ground? Or are you going to cave just to go home? Because my client's life is really important, and I need to know that. I need to know whether or not you're going to be like, well, shit, it's Friday. It's 4:30, and I don't want to come back on Monday, so fuck it. Fuck it, I'll just vote guilty. That happens. It's called jury compromise. It happens all the time. So it's incumbent upon lawyers, and why black lawyers matter, it's incumbent upon lawyers to make sure you put people on the jury who can withstand some shit, because they're going to go through it back there. They're going to go through it. All that implicit bias and all of that stuff comes out. And jurors have to deal with it. Any stats on how often we are you're supposed to serve every 4 years. Every 4 years. Some places. Places is every 6 years. They usually use voter registration, motor vehicle, driver's license.
Now this this thing is buffering all of a sudden. This never happens. Like, stop. It's buffering now. Like, stop.
to serve every 4 years. Every 4 years. Some in some places is every 6 years. They usually use voter registration, motor vehicle, driver's license, stuff like that.
Look at this. Really? Come on, man. Face, like, stop it. Oh my God.
Years. Every 4 years. Some in some places is every 6 years. They usually use voter registration, motor vehicle, driver's license, stuff like that. They use those roles to try to get.
Okay, so for you guys that don't know, this is Aikisha. This is attorney Aikisha Shabazz. All right, so she's an attorney. She's definitely a Black activist. She's an awoken Black person. So she's definitely familiar with the plight of Black people. You can tell by the way she's talking. She opposes white supremacy. So she's definitely an attorney that's like for the fight. So she has a YouTube channel. She has a Facebook, as you can see. You can try to, follow her on Facebook or whatever. Go to her YouTube channel, attorney Aikisha Shabazz. Okay, that's what this lady is.
The jury pool. Black folks don't want to serve in jury duty. They get mad because the juries don't look good. That's exactly.
Now I ain't gonna lie. Every time they sent me a jury duty thing, I never went. Like when they send me a jury duty thing, that thing goes straight in the shredder. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm one of those who are guilty of not going on there and giving a fair verdict. You dig? When I get that thing in the mail, that thing goes straight in the trash, straight in the shredder. I don't even think twice about going to court. That thing is straight in the shredder. But that's just me. I'm not saying that's a great thing to do, great action, but that's just me. That thing is, man, once I see jury duty, shredder, like it's not even a doubt to even go. Right in the shredder. Every time. I never take that thing serious at all.
Exactly it. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And we don't have Black people in the jury, and then we're talking about, oh, the system is terrible. The system, they keep sending Black people to jail. Get your ass on the jury and don't vote to convict. I don't give a fuck what he did or didn't do or what he's accused of, because the system doesn't work. And I'd rather see a whole lot of guilty people go free than see any innocent.
Yeah, so her channel, her YouTube channel. Matter of fact, let me put the link in the channel. Let me put the link in the chat. Yes, her name is Aikisha Speaks. That's her YouTube. Aikisha, it's a unique way she spells it. You dig? Is unique, and I seen it before. I seen Keisha spelled it. Okay, I seen that name spelled like that before. So it's it's Ike Speaks. It's Ike Speaks. So it's not even Aikisha. It's Ike Speaks, attorney, and then her name is Keisha, but it's spelled Kiesha. Up north, I thought Keisha was spelled Keisha, but it seems like Atlanta. Well, I think she's from New York. I don't know, but she spelled her name Kiesha, but it's Aikisha. All right. So I'm gonna put her link in the chat if it lets me. I ain't been on social media so long that I forgot to do certain stuff. Okay, yeah, so the link's in the chat if you want her YouTube channel. And then from there you can catch her on Facebook, you dig? So let me play this video. But I like her because she be giving real information. Go to her YouTube channel, bro. She be giving real information on that damn law. Like she's like a female Judge Mathis, but she's like Judge Mathis on steroids. If you like Judge Mathis, then she's Judge Mathis on steroids. Now, of course, Judge Mathis is more well-rounded and more educated. He's a judge, you dig? But she's right there with him as far as activism.
Innocent people go to prison. That's the truth on that. That's the truth on that. Never been summoned to jury duty ever. Well, you need to contact the jury commissioner in your county and find out why that is, because I would not doubt that there is some nefarious redlining type of thing happening.
So, Vaisa Gullah says, support Spears of the Masi, a historical survey of the minds of African warrior scholars, Volume 1, now available on Amazon. Send a link to that on Amazon, Vaisa. You dig?
Which would prevent the jury questionnaires and summonses and whatnot to go out to a particular segment of the community. And you're not looking for them anyway, so you ain't missing them. Thank you, Natalie. You're not missing them. I've been called for jury duty once in my lifetime. Did you go? Is the question. Did you go? White woman starting a fire at that Wendy's. Listen, there are a lot of agitators and actors that are infiltrating and trying to co-opt the narrative of the legitimate protesters, right? The legitimate protesters. There are peaceful protesters and people that are out there who are protesting for good cause. And there are some people that have been strategically placed in those protests to disrupt it, to make it violent, to co-opt the narrative, and to make this be about something other than civil rights. They need to have professional juries. There's no such thing as a professional jury. No, I want regular people on the jury. I don't want people who its job it is, because then they'll be like prosecutors, right? Prosecutors who think their job it is to put people in jail. That's not your job. As a prosecutor, that's not your job. That's not your job. Is not to put people in jail. And that case that I told you about from Nassau County, we won that trial, right? She was acquitted of all charges. You know, that was a black prosecutor. That's the other thing that they do, because he started out with a white prosecutor. We started with a white prosecutor, but by the time we were ready to go to trial, they switched up and put a black prosecutor in there, right? Because they know the optics. You got a black girl sitting next to a black woman at a table, and you got black witnesses up there with a black victim, and then you're going to have a white prosecutor? No, they switched it up, and they put him in there. Do you know, after he lost that trial, that fat motherfucker wouldn't shake my hand? Because he doesn't understand his job is about justice. You're supposed to respect whatever the verdict is, even if you disagree. Even if you disagree. That's a prosecutor's job. I know, because I used to be a prosecutor. Okay? And even if you lose a trial, you're supposed to respect the system. But they don't do that. They don't do that at all.
Hey, man, she's dropping jewels. She's dropping jewels. Now, listen, this is, if you're going to repeat some stuff to the public, try to remember what she's saying and repeat what she's saying. You dig? Not that conspiracy dumb stuff, but what she's saying, she's dropping straight information. You dig? Something that can be repeated and shared amongst the community. A lot of these prosecutors, they believe their job is to lock up. They don't understand that their job is just to represent the state or whoever. And then if they get a guilty or non-guilty or acquittal, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? That means the system did what it did. But the way they look at it as, according to Aikisha attorney Shabazz, the way they look at it as if the person's not locked up, found guilty, it's a loss or it's a failure or the system didn't work. You know what I mean? Or justice wasn't served. So, you know, this is the conversation that we need to have in the public. Not that conspiracy pseudos, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try not to curse too much, you dig?
He didn't want to shake my hand. I still see him. When I go to court now, so I still see his stupid ass. I hope he watching this fucking video. I hope somebody send it to his dumb ass. I still see you ice grilling me. looking at me all with your stank face like that's supposed to do something to me. Get out of here. Loser, you let them use you. You're a tool. You're a tool. They sent you in to do battle and you lost. And then you look even more stupid for doing it. Now I'm getting mad. And this was like what year was this? 2016? 2016, but I'm still mad. I'm still mad. So yeah, so, you know, it's tragic. Mr. Brooks had 4 children. It's oftentimes that the children, unfortunately, the sins of the father are visited upon the children. And he could have just went to jail that night. And I don't know what was in his mind at the time that he just could not comply and go along with the police officers at that time. And it cost him his life. How can we make legal aid attorneys accountable for poor performance? You can't. You can't. You know why you can't? Because most legal aid attorneys, and I know a lot of them, bust their ass on behalf of their clients. They do. And there are a few of them that are on this live. They bust their ass for their clients. They do what they can. But they are incredibly stretched, right? They're stretched when it comes to time. They're stretched with resources. They're stretched in unimaginable ways. And then they're expected to do and provide this zealous defense for which they don't have the tools. And so I don't begrudge them because they're trying to do the work. I begrudge the organizations that are not staffed properly, are not funded properly, and it's not really the organization per se, but the structure. So when you hear things like defund the police, Mark, that speaks to this. The New York City Police Department has a $6 billion budget. I said B. I said B, billion.
So please understand what the defund the police department means. Please pay attention and don't go with your own understanding. She's breaking it down what it means to defund a police department. So keep in mind, put this in your memory bank and repeat this. Write it on social media, whatever. Let's be intelligent. Let's be educated. Let's not make up shit. All right, there you go.
6 billion. That's every year. Every year. So when you hear them say defund the police, they just mean trim the fat. They're not saying get rid of the police altogether. They're saying trim the fat, right? Trim the fat. Pay the officers the way they should be paid because they're not compensated properly. Out of that $6 billion, I bet you it's a small fraction that goes to their salaries. They need to be paid more. They need to be paid more. And so I hope that is successful. I know that there is a push to divert some of that $6 billion to other resources that actually will affect the crime rate, right? Education, training, housing, things like that have a bearing on the crime rate. Not more cops. More cops don't have a bearing on the crime rate. It is the causes in a particular community that have to be addressed. And so I'd like to see the funding shift and be reallocated in a way that it could bring some fundamental change in. All right, so my last thing, Ricky, I'm going to speak on this, and that was the Candace Owens video. You guys know how I feel about Candace Owens, and
all right, so that's it. You dig? We're gonna end it right there. As far as Aikisha, attorney speaking, you know what I mean? Let me see how it's looking right here. We got a guest on the panel, big first time guest. Let me make sure. Yeah, where you at, guest? Kyle, are you there?
Man, what's going on, brother?
Peace, what's going on? Yeah, so she was going into the latest incident in Atlanta. I think it's Atlanta. The drive-through with the guy who was killed. You know, and the way she explained it. Wait, did you catch it when she explained like the events?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay, but you did hear it.
I can't rate because my phone died when I first joined.
Okay, but you did hear about it, right?
Yeah, Mr. Brooks.
Yeah. So hold on. Let me give Indigenous Black Man a link too, because I think he might want to weigh in on this right here. No, let me get this link. Yeah, but anyway, as I'm doing that, she was like giving like the details. Again, she's a defense attorney for like I guess like I think she represents like clients dealing with like I think like criminal a criminal if that's a word. She's a criminal attorney. So anyway, like she's telling you from an attorney perspective how that's going to go and how it looks. So she's looking at the evidence and the facts that laid out. And she basically said that the dude, you know, the report said that the dude was in a drive-through. That this much we heard. The dude's in a drive-through sleep, and because he was drinking, you know what I mean? And all of us, if anybody drink, listening or on this panel, if we drunk too much, all of us probably fell asleep behind a light before. You did. I did it many times. I fell asleep behind a light many times. I got lucky, but that's the first sign you're drunk. You know what I mean? And another sign I didn't know, Kyle, was that I was driving and I just forgot to turn my headlights on. You know, some bullshit, some rookie mistake, some like mistake driving. So, but I didn't know that that's another sign of somebody's drunk. So once the cop pulled me over, they automatically assumed I was drunk. Cause they like, yo, what regular person? And it is late. It's about like 1 o'clock. They're like, what regular person will be driving no headlight and don't realize it's dark? So the cops pulled up. And as they talking to me, they definitely knew, they were all white. They definitely knew I was not drunk. You dig? So that was out. So you think, okay, you're not drunk. Look at your license. Let's just, because a standard operation for cops, once they stop you, so everybody should just know this. When a cop stop you for whatever it is, they might let you go, but they're going, most likely, 85% of the time, they're going to ask for your license registration. You know what I mean? Just to make sure you ain't got any warrants. Because you might be a serial killer that they letting go. How many times we watch ID channel and the cops let the serial killer go? You dig? They did. Right. So with us, they definitely gonna check us out, make sure no warrants, something like that. So that's standard protocol. You dig? Once they pull us over, so it doesn't matter if we're innocent and we ain't do shit. They're gonna try to ask for ID, and definitely ID. If not registration, definitely ID. So once they ask for license registration, now these cops, you know, I ain't drunk, cool, license good, registration good. All right, peace, right? No. They want to ask about guns and everything else. And I'm like,
oh man.
And I'm outside, it's starting to rain. And like these dudes had a paper. Like they brought a paper and they like, yo, because I had tint in my windows. So I'm like, damn, they don't give me a ticket for tint. So, but they got a paper, like, can you sign this right here? I'm like, what the fuck is this? They're like, yeah, we want to search your car. We want to search your car for guns. I was like, but I tell you I had no guns. And they're like, yeah, well, if you got no guns, then what's there to hide? You know, like they try to like guilt. It almost worked. They almost like kind of guilt tripped me. And as my man writing up the paper, whatever, for me to search, for them to search my car, they gave me the pen. I just thought about it. I said, you know what? Nah. I'm good. Kyle, I'm trying to tell you, about like 10 fucking cops out there. 10 cops, about 3-4 cars, very intimidating. I'm by myself, Lebanon, New Jersey, you know, street white. So I'm like, yeah, I know it. Nah, I don't think it's gonna work out for me right here. You dig? Y'all can do anything I want at this point. I know I ain't got guns, so I don't need y'all to verify for me. I know I ain't got no fucking gun, nigga. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, nah, you can't search my car. I'm good. So I'm thinking they're gonna retaliate because they didn't wrote this fucking paper for me to sign. It's raining hard, but you know, they let me go. Like they did no ticket for tent, nothing. They just like, but they were beating bored. They let me go, so I drove home, whatever. But the point is, I'm trying to make is that when a cop pull you over for whatever it is, whether it's like justified or unjustified, they're gonna ask for your ID. That's the standard protocol. You gotta kind of expect that. But falling asleep behind the wheel at a light or at a stop, that's common if you're drinking. So like, my whole point is like there are things cops are trained to look for different things. And if it's drunk driving, they're gonna look for people sleep at a stoplight. Like that's number one sign for drunk driving. And number two might be driving out of headlight. You know, so if your headlights are off, you're gonna
swerving. Somebody swerving.
Oh yeah, swerving. That's another one. Swerving. They're gonna definitely fuck with you for drunk driving. So, so the more we can avoid that, the better we gonna be. You know, when we get pulled over. So anyway, go ahead.
No, I was about to say I used to work at the 7-Eleven for a little while last year, and every night it was somebody sleep outside. every night.
Damn, every night.
Whether it be for an hour or 6, like I had people, my whole shift out there with me sleep. So like and when I saw the whole situation, I'm like, man, every white person that been to Hoboken or they get it in, man. On a Friday night, they've been in that situation, fall asleep at the drive-through, or it's probably pretty standard out there in Clark or whatever. You go sleep and be about your business.
Right. Yeah, so that's the thing that I cannot deny. I cannot deny that cops, when they use discernment, they pick and choose. They pick and choose based on race. Like you just said, like the people in Hoboken, straight white, straight Italian, straight non-black, Indian, everything else, and they pick and choose who they pull over. Like, and the dude probably swerving. It's probably not a great swerve, Kyle. It's probably like a minor swerve. But the cop know that's a drunk swerve, you dig? But it's not violent, so he might use discernment. He good. I'll let him go. But only because he knows that's a great chance to do it probably non-black. But when it comes to black folks, like the world cannot deny. When it comes to black folks, like we don't get the benefit of the doubt. We don't. Like every chance they get to pull us over, they can do it. So at the same time, Kyle, since we know that, see, we gotta be intelligent too. Since we know that we're not gonna get any benefit of that, why give a cop anything, right? Why?
Nah, but you see, like me and you, we old enough to know that, but the young boys and the young girls, they don't really know. And I feel them, because if I would have knew, I wouldn't have been like moving around the way I was back then. That's the whole thing. With the young boys, when they first coming up, they be thinking they know, 17, 18. They out here wilding, and the cops, they prey on that. They know.
Right.
That's who they really targeted in this situation that you was in. They'd have broke. They'd have let the cops search the car. They'd have probably planted something. It'd have been a wrap.
Right. Because like how you pull me over for potential drunk driving to ask me about guns? Like I just couldn't like get the correlation. Like how the fuck? Hey, dude, I'm either drunk, like how I'm a drunk gangbanger.
and it's crazy that you said that, because I remember one time when I wasn't even driving. My man was driving, and he really was drunk. But when they asked him, like they didn't really, he ran a light. They let him go, but now he started talking crazy. They like, oh, y'all got any guns or drugs? I ended it quick because I already know.
Right.
Now we don't answer questions. Y'all have a good night. They let us right off. We pulled off. I'm like, wow, that could have got ugly, bro. Tripping.
And
I remember that. That's crazy that you said that.
and Kyle, it's crazy how they believe every black man has a gun.
Say it one more time.
That's crazy how they believe every black man like carrying an illegal gun. So for guys that's not up north, like we're in the tri-state, not really Philly, because it's a certain parts of PA you can have a gun, but New York and New Jersey you can't have a gun if you're not licensed for special conditions to have a gun. You ain't supposed to have a gun. Like there's no reason to have a gun in New Jersey. It's over. You get a gun, you get locked up. Period. You dig? If you got a license, Kyle, if you got a gun license, I don't think you still can travel with it.
Well, what you mean? You mean concealed carry, or that's what you're speaking of?
I'm saying up here in Jersey, for the folks who got a gun license, I don't even think you can carry that motherfucker on you.
Oh no, you can't carry it unless you got your concealed carry, and that's only like security guards, you know, retired cops,
exactly.
still
Like,
cops or whatever.
That's my point. Like, you got to be in that profession to have
Concealed
to
carry.
carry a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, up here, so but most people that's tuned into us, Kyle, they're not from Jersey. Like, they're probably from the South, so like they're used to having like a license to carry. You did, so like they don't really understand our law, our gun laws over here, how strict they are. Yeah, so like
it is a little
there's
bit
no
different.
self-defense law in Jersey.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that's a fact. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, ain't none of that. Like, you got to call the cops. If you're in a problem, you call the cops. You know, if you handle that shit your own self and you kill somebody, you're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, again, if you got a gun, okay, you might beat the homicide, you know, the murder, but you're going to jail for carrying a gun. Like, there's no way out of that one.
Yeah, they're going to hit you with that. Yeah,
you're going to definitely get that charge. There's no way out of that. So for anybody who's not from Jersey, like, we got strict gun laws where you can't have a gun for no reason. If you're not an armed security guard, like Kyle just said, or a cop or parole officer, if you're not none of that shit, probation officer, you cannot have a gun. And you definitely can't travel with one. It's over. You will do time, some years behind that gun.
New York, definitely.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. So that's what she was pretty much going into. Let me indigenous. I'm gonna try to find a number for you. Zoom got some weird shit going on, man. Let me try to find a number for you. But Kyle, so anyway, so going back to the dude in Atlanta, all she was doing is pointing out. Now, everybody pretty much know who she is. Majority of the chat know who she is already, right? But she is definitely, no doubt, a Black activist lawyer. No doubt. Yeah. That's no question. So she was giving you like the reality of the case. So she was saying the dude that was shot in Atlanta for falsely at the drive-thru, she was saying that the cops did everything correct, right? Everything. When they approached the car, she, according to Atlanta laws, keys in their car running, they did everything correct. They did nothing wrong. She pointed out that the dude was aggressive.
Facts. He was.
Right. The dude was aggressive. The dude wrestled the cops, fought with the cops. But she also gave a reason why he was aggressive. She was saying because, white Black folks and white cops got some shit going on. So the dude was aggressive because of that. Like, he's not crazy. He's not like on some drug. Like, he's aggressive because my man just know how white cops do. You dig? So he kind of like panicked. Like, nah, you ain't about to arrest me. You dig? So he panicked. And this is why I'm against white cops in majority Black neighborhoods, period. If you're going to put a white cop in a Black neighborhood, it should be one or two. So I'm totally against white cops in a majority Black neighborhood. Maybe one or two, that's it. I'm totally against white cops in a Black majority neighborhood. I'm totally against it. Always have been, still is right now. So anyway, because they they come from a different world. You dig? And they look at us as all is the same. And you can tell by how they treat my man. So anyway, the dude wrestled the cops, whatever. He took the stun gun. So like these white cops, like they got discretion. They got discretion to shoot or not shoot. You dig? And most Black cops in Black neighborhoods don't shoot. I know for a fact. Okay, because in Plainfield, that there's a lot of Black cops we went to school with, and we know them personally. And they tell stories. Say, yeah, man, I could have shot old boy, but I didn't because I know him. Like, I know he's not a threat. So we hear these stories directly. So, but he could have, and it'd have been justified because this is what they're allowed to do in certain circumstances. So when the dude was running away with the cop stun gun, whatever the fuck it was, the thing that shot him. What's that thing called?
The stun gun taser.
Yeah, take the taser, right. So when the dude took the taser, that's his first mistake, man. You don't take the officer nothing, bruh. Like, he should drop that thing immediately, just hold ass, bruh. The first thing we do, man, you cannot take an officer anything, bruh.
Yeah, he bugged out.
Yeah,
when I saw that, I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah. So he's not making the case for himself. So was running away with it. Then he faced it towards the officer. Now a black cop would have never seen that shit as like a serious threat. But when he faced that thing towards that white cop, that cop within the law of the police academy, he had the right to shoot. And that's why she was saying, Attorney Akeisha Shabazz was saying the cop is going to beat it because he's going to play the bullshit all the way through. He's going to say, hey, man, if he'd have stunned me, I would have collapsed. He'd have got my gun, shot me, shot my partner. So I'm protecting everybody and shot innocent bystanders. So she's saying the cop is going to be coached to play it all the way through by his lawyer. You dig? Yeah. So she's saying like the dude gave the cop, not on purpose because he didn't know, who gave the cop every opportunity to kill him in a justified way. So Kyle, what I'm saying with us, with black people, like we got to communicate more and like we got to huddle up and talk about these things, the do's and don'ts. Like, yo, if you fucked up, yo, some things you just can't do because you help justify what they can do to you.
That I feel like that should be like something that's required in the black neighborhood. I could see that like being something new that's required in like these majority black like public schools, whatever, private school, whatever. If it's majority black, I could see that being something like maybe like the DARE officers do or the SROs, like how we had, like, you know, bring them all into the auditorium and, you know, just break everything down. Or even if you got to get more personable, come into the classroom and just have like a week where they in the classroom and that's what they talking about.
Right. And that's what, I'm telling you, man, like that's this we got to do, man. I believe that's called civics. You know, like we got to be taught civics. But the thing is, like some of us don't give a shit. You know, we just willy nilly and get caught up. And Amber said, shouldn't police communities you don't live in? That's a fact. Like I just don't see how. Again, for me, life is chess. So they purposely put police officers in a community that they're unfamiliar with, so they can be aggressive. Because when you don't know somebody, bro, you're gonna be aggressive to that person in everything, Kyle, in everything. Gambling.
And you're gonna hear about them like say, remember, you know, when you started that first job and somebody that they don't like. And he start talking shit to him, so you start feeling the same way. You gotta think, oh, the motherfuckers from down that way. When you go down there, they done been doing this. Right. Of course, it's playing out like that.
Yep, exactly. Because you have no feelings. You have, you know what I mean? So it's easy to like to develop a bias against a certain people, certain individuals. You're exactly right. Because if you join, you're right. When I got hired certain jobs, and the person that I'm near training me will tell me about the person they don't like. And like try to brainwash me to hate them too. You're exactly right.
It's crazy, and as soon as you, because you, and it's crazy because it applies to George Floyd's situation too. Because you got to think that one cop, he was only on his 4th day on the street when that happened. Wow. It was his 4th day on the street when that happened. That was the dude that was the first guy that got out. It was only his 4th day, but. Now you gotta think, like, you already know he was just rolling with the punches. I ain't gonna say he ain't know, but come on, like, you feel me?
And now they at that point, like I'm not giving no white cops a benefit of doubt. Zero. You know, I'm not giving no white cops benefit of doubt. Like motherfuckers got a preconceived notion about black folks, and that's just it. And it doesn't matter if you got baggy pants, tight jeans, or slacks and a tie on. They look at all black folks are the same. Like they don't distinguish at all. You know. So I'm like again.
Like I be wanting to give it up like that, but then it's like, damn, man. Of course you. Like I really can't give it up like that. Like all of them.
Nah, you can never say all. So let me take that back. But I just don't, not all, because you do got, bruh. I can never say all because some white cops let me go on, and I was some bullshit. They could have definitely got me on certain shit. So not all cops, but majority of them definitely just see a black person And
That's
bag it.
not, and it's especially if we throw them in like a category I, like maybe like the older cops, like feel me, like the
Right.
maybe 60 and above, because they still on the force. You still got some
Right,
playing field, I know.
Right. And this is why I say I'm against a majority of people should be governed by police of their own ethnicity. Like, that's not hard to do. That's not hard to do. All right, so if you're in a Hispanic community, most of the cops should be Hispanic. If you're in a Chinese community, most of the cops should be Hispanic. I mean, I'm sorry, Chinese, unless they don't want to be. Because in white communities, bro, you would never see a
See a
majority
black cop.
of non-white people in the white community.
Hell no.
You would never
Never.
see.
Never.
You would never see that shit, man. So the thing is, so the cop got fired, but he shouldn't have got fired, according to Akeisha Shabazz, attorney. She said that he only got fired because of the environment. And she said because of that black lady, the mayor in Atlanta, she might have to step down because of that. Because
she did. I thought she did, didn't she?
oh, she did. Damn, man.
Yeah, I think she did. She did that shit ASAP.
Really?
Yeah, like the next day she did that.
Ah, man, I like her, bruh.
Hey, man. Shit crazy.
Yeah. So the thing is, so now, you know, we can complain and cry and beg, but at some point, you know, we got to put our heads together and start coming up with solutions and things that we can do ahead of time. and like, that's one thing we don't want to do is get on cold. You know, we'll complain, we'll riot, we'll protest, we'll boycott, but when it comes to getting on cold from that point on, that seems to not ever be the case. In all riots, all protests, all boycotts, the cold part is always missing. That part is always missing.
I could agree.
So, and like only a few of us, and most of us in this chat are on cold, you dig? But we don't live near each other, you dig? Like, so we all spread apart. They from Dallas, they from Texas, they from fucking California, you dig? So that doesn't count. Like, we got 20 people watching. Those people are from different neighborhoods, different cities, everything, different states. So it doesn't count. Like, we need a majority, or not a majority, but enough people on code in a particular city. If you do that, then now you're setting the bar for something. But it's funny though, because Kyle, we'll get on code for some illegal shit, some dumbass street rules. You know, niggas get on code for that right there. But when it comes to like on code for something that's protecting the community, we don't do that. But every other race does that. Like, you're not gonna, for example, if you're in a certain community, like non-black, let's just say non-black community, and you get into an accident, bro, and the accident you got into, it could be your fault or their fault. A witness is going to pretty much decide whose fault it is, bro. If that witness is Hispanic and you crash my Hispanic, they're gonna side with Hispanic, Chinese, Japanese, whatever. When it comes to black folks, man, you can be like, well, I gotta be honest, Kyle, you was wrong. You did. I gotta be honest. You were wrong. You ran a red light, nigga.
That's that shit.
Right. Only we do that, bro. Man, that Chinese person, like, nah, man. Kyle ran a red light. I seen him. You've been straight line. Just so the other Chinese person won't be at fault.
We're the only ones that don't stick together, man.
So look, so Gary Hart said, I think the police commissioner stepped down in Atlanta, not the mayor. I could be wrong. Yeah, so they all said the police chief did. Yeah, because I don't think she stepped down.
They said she did. They said she did step down?
No, they said only the police chief.
Hold on. Who did you say? The police? That's not who you said? Who did you say you didn't want to step down?
I thought she stepped down, but she didn't.
The police chief did not step down.
No, the police chief did, but the mayor didn't. The black
Okay. What the chief of police wasn't a female?
I don't know. Was she?
That was the hold on, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to look at my other phone. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, but the mayor, I don't know. You know, anybody know who the mayor's name is? So Sarah Osiris says some of the laws that need to be implemented is a cop should always have a body camera, which they have no control of. Exactly. Yo, when I realized a cop could control his camera, I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of here. What's the point of the camera?
Now, I don't know if you seen did you see the damn, what's it called? I'm sorry. The Watchmen, the Watchmen series.
No.
You gotta watch that, bro. That came out 9 months ago, and like the cops it's so much similarities to what's going on right now. Like they wearing face masks in it, right? And the opening scene, like the cop has to radio in to get his gun. Like his gun is locked. Like he has to radio in for the people back at the station to unlock his gun and use it. And my cousin, he a cop, and I said that to him. He was like, I was like, what if that started going on? He like, yo, I'm done, bro. I'm out of here. He like, I'm out of here. I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah, so
nah, but
her
that's
name is Keisha Lance Bottoms. Isn't she the mayor? Like, ain't that the mayor? Keisha Lance Bottoms. That's a black woman. I know what she is. She's the one that called for the officer to be fired. Like, she's definitely a rider. Like, I rock with Keisha Lance Bottoms. I like her, man. I like her. She's definitely for like black folks in that city, from what I can see.
Oh, the Atlanta chief of police. Oh, Erica Shields. No, she was in a black woman.
Okay.
Has resigned. Okay, yeah, that was her. The mayor. That okay. Cool. She's still there.
Yeah, my man Viosa said the show was dope that you mentioned. He said using Tulsa, I mostly definitely had to watch Watchmen. Yeah, so he liked it. He had to watch it.
And they not coming out with a second season. That's the worst part. But yeah, it was you got to check it out, bro. You're gonna be locked in as soon as the first episode, like first few minutes, you're gonna be locked in.
All right,
because it's crazy. It came out 9 months ago, and it's just so much similarities. Like as far as like the face mask, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, matter of fact, speaking of face masks, let's go that way real fast. Now, like I don't know what's up with black folks, like because we act like she's one of the candidates for Biden. Okay, Sarah Osiris, Khalik, Sadiq, peace, man. Yeah, it's a lot of Black history. My man came in, Tim's came in, and Tone G, peace. Yeah, but bro, man, it seemed like this virus thing never happened. Yo, I was in Newark, bro, a couple times. Kyle, hundreds of people, not 10, not 50, hundreds of people.
I don't even want to really get into that, bro. We could be on here all night.
All right, so look, let me just tell the audience, you know what I mean? In Newark, New Jersey, hundreds of Black youth are gathering like the virus never happened, like the country was never shut down. Gathering, yo, they in bodegas, no face masks, nothing. Like the virus never, it's people still testing positive today. And they're in stores, out of stores, no masks, half got masks, half of them got masks, zero. You know what I mean? Zero awareness of why the country, like their mom and dad don't have a job right now because of the virus. They can't go back to certain businesses because of the virus. It's done. And these people are moving around as though it never happened. Like, wow.
I don't know, bro. Like I honestly, I'm one of them people, bro. Keep it G with you, bro. Honestly.
All right. Well, anyway, we can move on from that. So anyway, let's get back to so the riots. So what's your thoughts about the riots?
My thoughts is like pretty mixed, because as you can see, a lot of the stuff that was going on was getting blamed on. Like
it seemed like the riots got political themselves. Like, oh, protesters, counter protesters. Like, how we really know what was going on there? And at the end of the day, you see, it was like a lot of white people burning down the buildings, and other people was getting blamed. It was probably necessary, as far because you see like change is going on, like change is happening. You know, people want to the no knock warrant search. I mean, no knock search for
Right.
Breonna Taylor. You know, that came into effect. So, you know what I mean? Things is happening because of that, but my feelings is mixed, bro. Like, I don't know. They always try to make it political and shine light on who doing this and doing that, but how will we really ever know?
You know, I definitely agree with that. So Viosa says my great grandfather worked with Bass Reeves and was one of the first black marshals in Oklahoma. It's a lot of dope insight into how handle the law situation of today if you can get your hands. Yeah. So Tim's made a great point. Tim said people think states reopening means that the pandemic is over. So that's a great point. Tim's great point. Tone G says 19 dead and 86 shot over Memorial Day weekend. Yo, hey Kyle, when the hell? When was Memorial Day weekend?
Memorial Day, shit.
When was that?
May.
Huh?
In May, right?
Yeah, I'm so lost of what day it is. Yeah. Yo, damn. So 19 dead and 86 shot over Memorial Day weekend. He said, where's Tone G? I think that's Chicago, Kyle. I think he's talking about Chicago.
Oh, okay.
19 dead, 86 shot over a weekend in Chicago.
Yeah, I heard they had a bad one. I heard they had a bad one.
Hey, but Kyle, listen, man, like that's the thing. Like, dude, we're in a pandemic. If you believe it, if not, we're in a crisis. At least we're in a crisis, right? We're in some type of shit, and
a recession.
Right. We're in something. We're definitely in something. Can you agree with that? We're in something, right?
We in something.
Right.
Steve, but isn't that bad though? We don't even know what's going on, bro. Like, ain't that bad? Like,
but look, let me say this though, Kyle. Whatever it is, it's depressive, right?
Facts.
But so you got time to kill 19 people and 86 get shot?
Man, I don't know, bro. They mind states is different, man. Like, hey, I guess people are still out here violating people.
Right. But Kyle, but the thing is, look, like you said, their mind ain't right, they violating. But at what point do we think the state not gonna come in and do something about it? And what I mean, like, bro, that's inevitable. When you're that fucking wild, the state's gonna show up. The military's gonna show up.
When have they ever in Chicago?
Right, never did. But it's definitely due.
That's bad though, because any other country, it'd have been like a whole, the peace people would have been in Chicago, right, and that shit would have been, No,
I agree.
But it's America.
Right.
This is America.
So Kyle, so when people say Black Lives Matters, like they gotta mention that. You know what I mean? Like when they say it, they don't really articulate everything that's involved with it. Like they gotta say, like what you just said just now. You gotta say, listen, people are being killed wholesale Chicago, record-breaking numbers, and it's not ever talked about. There's no program, there's no action, there's nothing there.
That's an issue. That's a big issue.
Right. So but the person on TV representing us should be like, yo, this is why we say Black Lives Matter. This is why we emphasize on Black lives only, because this is anybody else we believe that somehow it had been stepped in and resolved, and and this shit won't be happening every weekend or every so often. It'll be shut down. You dig? But when it comes to Black life, this is like, oh, Black folks dying. Oh well, what else is new?
It shouldn't be like that.
Right.
But people like, when it comes to that Black Lives Matter, it's a problem when the cops kill us.
Right.
Honestly, I don't have a solution for the Chicago problem. Like, I honestly don't. Like, I thought about it long and hard, and it's like maybe we just need some like type of it's the cops. Like, it's the cops out there. Their issue. The people is an issue. Like,
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I mean, the only thing I can see that cause that I'm so glad I don't live in Chicago. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's terrifying. It's terrifying that niggas are dying every day, and like, there's no end game to that. It's gonna just go on until whenever, right? But there's no end game. Like, niggas getting killed, nobody going to jail. Like, yeah, I couldn't live there, man. Like, that shit's
Yeah.
crazy.
PTSD, like, just floods the street.
Look, right. And just imagine this. Just imagine that, like, yo, you couldn't really beef anybody because like a nigga could just shoot your ass and he ain't going to jail. It's like, you did? Like, all right, I don't want no problem with nobody. That motherfucker kill me or shoot at me and you ain't going to jail because niggas don't give a fuck.
I couldn't even imagine, bro.
Yeah, so indigenous black man said, what about the mask that whites buy that makes them look black? Yeah, yes, it's
The who?
Well, they got these face masks that looks like you're a black man and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
what like a costume mask, like with like
but it looks real. Yeah, a costume mask, but it looks real. So indigenous, yeah, man, I definitely roll with you on that. Like we might disagree as far as how often it happens, but I'm not going to disagree with you saying that it does not happen. I believe it does happen. I believe that you got some racists who hate black folks who will get those masks and go out there and shoot motherfuckers and bounce. So I'm telling you right now, indigenous, I definitely agree with you that that's possibly happening. We will only disagree on how often it happens, you dig? But I definitely agree that it is possible that it happens. Because there are some masks out there that white folks got caught in. They look straight like black people, bro.
Oh, that's what you was referring to. Oh, I saw something on Facebook about that one time.
Yeah, nah, that
you know what's going on.
Yeah, that's actually real. So Imhotep Ross said black face coronavirus. I didn't see that. So Bowser says Tulsa was murder capital a few years ago. Wait, really? Wow. He says pretty much the same as y'all describing, only the conscious community speaks from Black Wall Street. Most here, okay, simply call it Thug Town. Wow. So he's saying Black Wall Street, he's saying Tulsa's like out of control over there. So Tone G said,
now?
Yeah. The Tone G said there's a big elephant in the room. You can speak on it without consequences, right? That's another thing, Tone G, right? You can't talk about the big elephant because black people get mad. Like, don't you dare mention black folks' problems and how to solve them because niggas get mad. Like, it's almost like black folks don't want to solve their own problems. They want somebody to blame, the boogeyman, the white man, the Illuminati. They want to blame, but they want no solutions. Khalil Sadiq says the value of the black male body is low amongst any so-called racial group worldwide. That's a fact. Anybody can deny that. Tone G says any other day I dispute that indigenous. So he just agreed with somebody. So yeah, man. None of us on this platform will disagree that black life is devalued. You know, and not just by other races, black life is devalued with us. You know, that's the self-hatred that Malcolm X talked about when he says, who taught you to hate your nose and your eyes? And that's another thing. I don't want to stand this too much, but I've been seeing a lot of IG posts of black women. Man, listen, I mean, yo, Kyle, these black women are naturally brown as hell, looking like Tyrese and shit. Mm. Like in their IG picture, they look like fucking Mariah Carey.
Yeah, they do that often, bro.
Yeah, so they got all this white makeup on to look light and white, but it's not really their fault because a lot of rappers, what do they say? They talk about they want a red bone, light skin. That's all they say. It's all they say. So like they're perpetuating this self-hate. So when black women be like, all right, well, that's what you want. I'm gonna go ahead and look like that for you, you know?
That's like, not my. I don't agree with it.
Right. I disagree. I totally disagree with that. You know, I don't like to see black women, brown skinned women, white as hell in their damn IG picture.
I thought you was gonna go to the Caribbean. I thought you was about to start talking to the people in the Caribbean because I heard it's like real bad, like as far as them using them creams and
Oh
like
yeah. I mean, you know what?
really bleaching their skin.
Yeah, but Kyle, I can't address them at all because they're a piece of Asiatic black man. I can't address them because they're totally lost. Like they're just too far gone. Yeah, they're too far gone. I'm talking about the black women in America. At least we can get to them a little bit. You dig? But the Caribbeans, because like they are late with the white bleaching. Like we did that shit in the '60s. So like they're like 50 years late with that. So like there's no convincing them. Like their white oppressors made them believe they're ugly, that black skin is undesirable, and that's it. That they believed it, they bought it, it's over, bro.
It's over.
It's over. But I seen like recent like black women who are like gorgeous, like brown skin and straight beautiful, over here looking white on their IG pictures. And like I actually commented to these chicks. I'm like, yo, look, with the makeup, you look all right. But when you go natural, like you look way, I'm being straight up honest. Like, yeah, you look way better with your natural self. Like this white shit. Like now you look all right, but you don't look better. Like you think you look better, but you don't. Like everybody not into light skin. Like what makes a black person believe that? What makes a black woman believe that every black man want a light skinned woman?
Nowadays, shit, that's all you see the NFL players with, NBA players with.
Yeah, but realistically, like when you look around the hood, like that's fake. Like if you look around, you get your man's girl, your man's wife, your cousin, your uncle. Like you see, they got a brown skinned chick. Like that shit not reality. Like yeah, you might see an NFL player do it for whatever crazy reasons, but if you look at just the hood, the urban areas, like you see black on black. Like niggas ain't tripping. Like niggas get what they can get.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that self-hatred stuff is real, man. That shit is moving fast, and it's like resurging in the community. That's shit like, yo, we white, we painting ourselves white again. All this fucking powder and makeup and hair and shit. So, man, so like, so the thing is, dude, when you see that going on, you know that we are long ways from the goal. Because in 2020, you think we should look at least 2020. We're far from fucking Jim Crow and slavery. That we should at least love ourselves by this time. All the knowledge we have Google right there. We can educate ourselves in Black history. All the fake white history is gone, and we still somehow hate ourselves in 2020 with Google right there on our hip.
Now it's crazy that you said that because it just resonated with me that you said like all the black women are lightening up their faces on IG, but like when you check out the white, like the models or whatever, it's like the people that really got some type of status, like maybe 100,000 followers, 200.
Right.
Most of the time they done got some work done and they got their body looking like what to look like a black woman. Honestly though. Facts, like, and that's big facts though. Like they don't look regular no more. It's no more skinny like white girls on.
Right.
Nah, they all thick, and it's kind of crazy because like the social media, it's kind of perpetuating that hate. But then it's like, damn, they gotta show love. Like they want to be like us. Right. They want to be like us, and then we want to be. It's crazy.
Right. You said it correctly. I wish you would have finished it. You said it correctly. They want to be like us, but we want to be like them. You dig?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah, like they convinced us to be like them, but all the while they want the hips, they want the lips, the nose, the hair. They want everything we have.
The lips is terrible. I can't like the lips. It just gets crazy with the lips too.
Right. That shit look ugly as hell, man.
That shit look crazy.
Yeah, I was in Newark the other day. I seen so many beautiful black women. I'm like, yo, like, I mean, like, black women got it. Like, they got it. They got it. Like, they got beauty down pat. Like, it's so many different ways a black woman could be beautiful. Like, they got it. I seen so many beautiful black women yesterday. I'm like, damn, like in different ways, thick, light, brown, dark. I'm like, damn. Like they got it. Like they are, in my opinion, black women are the epitome of beauty. Like they got it. They can do it different ways: locks, short hair, perm, whatever they want, wig. They got it.
Nah, that's real though. But see, I don't like it's just crazy because the way they do got it. They honestly do. But then when they open their mouth, that's a whole different story. but it's fucked up because it's just like damn, that's all you've been around, and that's all you know. So it's like that's you, and you be trying to like what more can you? I don't know. I don't want to like. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. You dig? They got it as far as looks, but like you said, and this is not every last one, but we're speaking about hood. So if you're not hood and you're a black woman, this does not apply to you. We're talking about black women in the hood, and he's right when it comes to that. And I know there's some black men too, straight on some dumb shit. You can't hold a conversation with, so it goes both ways. Because I know a bunch of dumb niggas that's like straight retarded. I mean, I don't know how they can get any woman. So you got it both ways. But I don't date men. I date women. So I can only speak on my women experiences. You dig? So yeah, when it comes to black women, it's tough. It's tough because a lot of things they won't do, other women would do, and and this is why you see the guys you said, like the NFL athletes or NBA players, they go non-black. You dig? Because a lot of those non-black women are still held to the, you can say stereotypical duties of a woman, cleaning, cooking, and shit like that. Like they still hold to that. And dudes appeal to that a little more. Unfortunately, like that's just reality. But somebody got to cook. You dig? Somebody got to cook, man. We both can't be looking at each other like, yo, who cooking? And see, that's the issue. You dig? Like, and that's the issue that black men face. They run into, like, all right, so who cooking? And you realize nobody cooking. Like, all right, this shit ain't gonna work.
I don't know.
But yeah, you got some black women who are off cold. You got black men off cold. I know a handful of them, straight bum niggas. Straight would never do anything constructive with their lives. Like nigga, yo, hey Kyle, I'll be riding through, man, and I see dudes like I be leaving to do work or whatever. I see dudes like 9 a.m. on a porch, like, yo, you really not gonna work?
Rolling up on his porch, like, rolling up.
Like, yo, you really not gonna work? Like, yo, that's crazy. Walking around 11 o'clock a.m. downtown, like, yo, like, dude, you cool being broke? Like, damn, that shit crazy, yo. I was never like that, man. I was never like that. Never. I was never comfortable not having money.
Shit, when did we meet? We met working.
Yeah.
We met at a job.
Yeah. And for me, like you were young. Were you a teenager?
Yeah, nah. I was probably like 20. I was out of high school for sure.
Right. But you were fairly either teen,
I was young, yeah, probably 19, 20, something like that, 21.
Right, exactly. So you doing what you're supposed to do. I was coming from an office background, you dig?
Okay.
So when there was nothing for me to work at Target, like that was like a step down, like, oh shit, you dig? But I always had one motto: I'm never gonna be broke. Like I work at Wendy's, I work at fucking throwing papers at people's porches. I will never be without a check. You dig? I'm going legally money, not illegal shit. I'm always work somewhere legally, and you know what I mean, get a check.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a step down, and people who seen me, like, they already know me. They knew what type of work I did. So when they see me as a cashier, they got the motherfuckers trying to be funny and shit, like with the little, hey, what you doing?
Yeah, word. I used to hate that shit. I used to be getting everybody got that, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's all love though. Get that bread.
Word. See, the thing is, like, they didn't get it. Like, yo, I'm never gonna be without. Like, I'm gonna have a check. Like, cause I just refuse to be. I can't be broke. Because you know, if you be broke, you're gonna go to crime.
Exactly. It's illegal to be broke out here, man. It's a capitalist country.
Where exactly.
It like quote unquote, like you might as well be shit.
Right. Exactly. And they don't get that. They don't get that. And so a lot of times, like, you gotta, like, for me, I got lucky. Like, it was no, I ain't gonna lie and say I was planning things. I got pure lucky, man. I had to take a step backwards, and then I got like job opportunities that were better and better and better. Each one was better than the last. You dig? So that was nothing planned. I just got pure lucky, you know, and that's what got me to do what I'm doing now. But yeah, but it starts with people not, like, keep trying. Like I tell people, you know what I mean, like, you gotta get out there and make yourself available. You know, you got some people who I know people, bro. I know people who did not get a stimulus check.
Damn, to this day?
Yeah, didn't get one, and they probably never get one because they were not claiming taxes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm trying to. I got my man hitting me up now. I'm trying to help my man out. I'm trying to figure out a way he can, like, get one. So right now, as we speak, I'm working with him. I'm trying to figure out a way that he can get a stimulus check, like maybe claim taxes now, because you can do that. You could claim taxes late and still get one. So I'm over here just trying to figure out a way he can get that bag. But yeah.
So did I'm saying, like, how long hasn't he been claiming his taxes? Because my mom, she hadn't done hers in like 3 years, got her shit done, and she got a stimulus check.
Right. And the thing is, you know, like, you got black folks who sell, like, you know, different things, and they cut hair and they do different things, and they don't report it.
Yeah, okay.
It's money in the pocket, and they be doing that for like 5, 6, 7 years.
Word.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm working, like, again, as we speak, we're texting back and forth, like today. And I'm trying to figure out a way where we can get them we can, like, finagle this shit, get them a check. You know, and I don't get anything from it. I'm just trying to help my man out.
Yeah.
Because that's a $1,200, the minimum. He probably get more because he got children, but that's $1,200 minimum that he's gonna get. Because yeah, I know another dude, like you see, mom 3 years. I know a guy who wasn't claiming shit for 3 years and he got one. So I'm like, damn, you get a check. I know anybody get a fucking check.
Mm-hmm. She did her shit late too. I'm like, damn.
So let me read this chat because a couple people commented. So Asiatic black man, he agreed with the black woman, got it. So indigenous black man said, culture vultures, the whole world wants to be like us, American blacks.
Mhm.
Yeah. He said, pay up. Yeah, so he's right about that. Indigenous. Decent said not all. He said some. I agree. Tone G said we could do better. Let's see. Let me read some. Asiatic black man said it's a dude on life bid better than Jordan. Talent smothered by circumstance and environment. Right. That's another thing, man. It's funny that you said that, Asiatic black man, because I personally know guys from my city, Plainfield, who were very good in basketball, but got caught up in a drug game early. Like, I know for a fact, I was in high school with them, and like they got caught up in a drug game early, man. Early, like, you know, 8th, 9th grade, man. Had nothing but raw talent on that damn football field and on the court. Like, the dude was doing moves, Kyle, a lot of moves he was doing back then at 14 years old, niggas doing right now. Like, the dude was a beast. But got caught up in a drug game and, like, just lost focus, man. That's just crazy.
I think I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so, you know, you see that a lot with us. And like my man, AJ Black Man said, like some guys like 10 times, 15 times better than Floyd Mayweather, better than Michael Jordan, better than all these guys.
Oh, you know they in there.
Huh?
You know they in there. Look at all the brothers they got in there, man.
Right. And like my thing is this, like I'm a proponent for STEM, for science, technology, all that shit, engineering, math. I'm into that. So I don't want too many black folks to caught up in sports, because sports is not going to make a nation rise. You know, you'll still be slaves, rich slaves. And in order for the nation rise or community rise, you're gonna need STEM. You dig? And just look across the world. Those who are great in sports ain't shit in real life. And those who ain't great in sports are great in real life. So being a great basketball player, being a great football player, and golf player doesn't mean shit for your community. That doesn't mean, as you can see, like the community don't benefit at all. Nothing, zero. You know, like we need more people in the STEM. And attorneys, you know, represent black folks to fight some of these laws and shit and legislation, shit like that. Like we need more stuff like that going on, and not so much so sports. But again, like we could draw conspiracy theory to anything, and like we pick and choose where it goes based upon if we're involved in it. For example, Kyle, if you have a conspiracy and you smoke cigarettes, then your conspiracy would not be with cigarettes because you smoke cigarettes, right? So you're gonna make sure it's not something you do.
Yeah, exactly.
So somebody who eats pork, right? They're not gonna make the conspiracy about pork.
Nope.
So somebody who like loves dating women and like just moving around like a you know what I mean? They're gonna gigolo. So they're gonna make sure that the conspiracy is not about sleeping with women. So whatever it is, they're gonna make sure that conspiracy is not directly tied to their lifestyle. They're gonna make sure it's nothing that they do. But you could tie conspiracy theory, realistically, you could tie to everything we do in life because there's a connection to everything. You know?
That's the universe.
Right. So it's funny when I hear people talk. It's like, all right, well, you drink alcohol. You don't think there's toxins and poison in alcohol? No? Okay. Like, all right. Or you condoms. Like you love to date women and have reckless sex. Like you don't think oh yeah, I'm gonna get to weed, Tony. I hold that one last. So condoms. You have to have a lot of sex. Like black men, you know, you go to the rappers, they fucking everybody's girl, right? The rappers fucking everybody. So you don't think the conspiracy with condoms? Like you think condoms are safe? So they're gonna conspire everything but condoms, right?
Mm-hmm. Really?
That's because that nigga be fucking. So he's like, nah, I can't be there. So Tony said, what about weed, right? So I gotta go there. So Dr. Leslie Muhammad. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna show you, Kyle. I'm gonna show you. So you don't gotta take my word. I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna show you the actual video where somebody drew conspiracy with weed. Like saying the government is purposely tainting weed because so many black folks are involved in weed. You dig? So they're purposely tainting it to do what? To make you be prone to homosexual activities. Yes, I did say it correctly.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Look at this right here. I'm gonna show you it right now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this licensed guy right here. Let me
I remember this. Yeah, I seen him before.
Yeah. All right. So now you know. That's doctor. So now he's not some nigga like me, right? Some layman dude that just research. He's an actual PhD.
Oh, that's Wesley Muhammad? Okay.
Yes.
Brother Ben X, I heard of him too. Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you know, we're not dealing with any old body. We're dealing with people who put in real work. So Dr. Wesley Muhammad has a lot of work on marijuana and how it's been used as a government conspiracy to turn black boys gay. So look, if you look right here, watch this one. You see this title right here? This title says, "The Chemical Feminization of the Black Man." Farrakhan was right. So this is another one dealing with some type of marijuana shit. But look, but my whole point is, like, you got guys in the chat. I ain't gonna say any names, but you got guys in the chat who definitely blow marijuana, and they got conspiracies. George Soros, the DuPont family, the Bilderbergers, Bill Gates. They got all these conspiracies, but they blow marijuana. But your brother right here says, "Hey, don't stop with George Soros. Don't stop with Bill Gates. Don't stop with the Bilderbergers and the DuPont family. Hey, marijuana is also involved in that shit." So, but that conspiracist will be like, nah, not marijuana, just George Soros, Bill Gates, and all the other shit. No, doctor right here is saying marijuana is also in that conspiracy. So let me go right here. Wait, I'm going to circle it. You guys can see. So we've seen that one already. How about this one? This one says marijuana and COVID-19, helpful or harmful. So he's clearly letting you know about something about marijuana. Now watch this right here. There we go. Hold on. Right here. Marijuana and COVID-19. All right. And I'll do one more. Oh, there we go. He got tons and tons and tons of nothing but receipts. So he ain't just talking. He's showing you receipts on the marijuana conspiracy. Here we go, right here. It says clearly, Dr. Lacy Muhammad, the plot, weed. How about this one? The legalization of marijuana and COVID-19. So he's clearly showing you that weed is part of the conspiracy. So whatever conspiracy you're tied to, that you believe in, he's saying don't forget about weed. It's part of that. But people who smoke weed is going to ignore his videos. Now, when it comes to COVID-19 hoax, this shit right here, they'll watch this. COVID-19, the vaccine question, they'll watch that. The vaccine, they'll watch these videos. But the shit, they ain't watching that. Look right here. This is the last one I'm going to show you. This says, weaponized weed and the black COVID-19. So he's tying weed with the...
That's crazy.
So my thing is, and weed smokers don't want to watch those videos at all. They're going to watch everything else. Like this video right here is about 5G. Now, a weed smoker will watch this shit right here. They'll watch this 5G video. But they ain't watching this shit right here, though. So you got selective conspiracies. Yeah, ain't shit.
What's the company? Monsanto,
yeah.
Monsanto.
Yeah. So you dig? So he goes in. So it's like, yo, if y'all gonna be consistent, be consistent. But my thing is, you can show conspiracy. I mean, Kyle, I'm saying with anything, literally, because a lot of shit we do is fucked up. So you can like show anything we do fucked up, you can tie conspiracy to it. And there's some valid arguments, some valid points there.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like, that's why people, I say I'm a conspiracy theorist, man. Everybody can get me like that, because when it's questions, when you could ask questions and nobody got answers, and you just like, damn, maybe. When you could when it's plausible, like, come on, like, how anything is possible out here nowadays. You know what I mean? So how can you dismiss something?
Yeah. So you're right. When it comes to well, first of all, there's nothing negative with a conspiracy theorist. Like, all that means is that you have an idea. That all that means is that you connected some dots personally, right? Just you. It's personal. So you connect the dots that seem suspect to you, and you have not received good answers up to that point. So you feel like, yo, there's something going on over here. That's all that means. That you feel like, yo, this, like you said, this shit is questionable. What's going on over here? So you're waiting for like some plausible answers. You want to know, hey, what's up with over here? And if you don't get what you want to hear, then it's just going to strengthen your belief system. That's all. So it's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing when your argument is weak. So if I believe that, let's say some weird shit. Let's say I believe that the water system is poisoned. we should all buy only Aquafina. Okay, that's my personal belief. Now, my argument is going to show you how strong my belief is. Okay, so now my argument is this: Aquafina only, because all the other waters have a deadly chemical, arsenic inside of it, cyanide inside of it. So at that point, you guys are going to say, if you're a functional human being, you're going to say, yo, Ron, how do you prove that all other waters has cyanide poison inside that shit, bro? Right now, if I go to prove that they got cyanide water, my shit is weak. Like, well, my brother, because apples got cyanide in it, and I believe the waters are coming from apples. I mean, you're gonna be like, oh, bro, fuck out of here. See, so it's your argument that, so it's not your belief, it's not your theory that we have a problem with. It's your evidence. So when your evidence is fucked up, you're like, yo, dude, you wilding, bro. You chasing cyanide in all waters, but Aquafina, like that, you wilding. So like that's where we get now that's what we get. So look. So Decent and Tone G said two things. So they said K2. I'm glad they said that. Because Kyle, I was talking to a young chick in Newark, like 24 years old, and she was talking about K2, that K2 shit they be smoking. Yeah. And bruh, I mean, bruh, that's crazy. Like people really, they into that shit, and they're actually like highly addicted and shit.
Sad, bro.
Yeah. So
that was the was that the shit they was smoking for? They was turning into zombies and shit, or that was the they was turning into zombies.
Yeah, that's that K2 shit.
Oh shit! I know I seen them had them motherfuckers throwing up all in the park and shit, throwing up all on each other. Like in DC, that one little episode was probably like 6 or 7 people just laying out there, just throwing up all over each other. That shit was sick.
So the chat said K2 is the really gay weed, but so regular weed, what it's supposed to do as a side effect, it's supposed to create man titties. So
supposed to what?
The weed everybody smoke, the side effect is supposed to create man titties.
Man titties?
Right. So a couple of guys came on here that's like heavy weed smokers had kind of had admitted Truth Storian used to be a heavy weed smoker. I'm saying used to, only he stopped because of the COVID-19 shit, because it attack your lungs. So but even I heard him admit that that marijuana does, if you're not careful, it does create like man titties. Like that's a side effect of how I guess the weed is like grown, whatever, and like the pesticides, whatever. That's So Decent said that's a lie. I'm biased. Which one is a lie? Tell me.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. Shit, McDonald's would do it, but for some weed.
All right. Well, and that's what Dr. Wesley says also though, Kyle. Dr. Wesley said the same thing. He says that weed give you man titties.
Oh, he said that too?
Yeah, he got nothing but receipts. I'm telling you, he got, when I say hours, he probably got 20 hours or more on weed. Like the negative information on weed.
See, I feel like I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but just think of everybody smoke weed, bro.
Right.
Yo, that's the crazy. Like everybody smoke weed. So it's like they create man titties. It's like, huh?
Yeah, well, you gotta look. Hey, man, you gotta start looking at motherfuckers. So look, right. So indigenous black man said weed is medicinal when used and grown correctly. Indigenous black man, your boy Dr. Wesley Muhammad said all of the weed is tainted. He said there's no way to get untainted weed. He talked about outside of America, in Colombia and other places. He got receipts on all that weed being tainted. He said the CIA tainted all that shit.
It makes sense because shit, they got everything else tainted. Fucking right. Corn, they did the farmers how like they said they told the farmers, yo, y'all don't use our seeds, we shutting y'all down.
Right. So
it ain't, it ain't sound about right.
Yeah. Asiatic Black Man agreed also. He says all his work is heavily sourced, honestly speaking. That is. Hey, yo, Asiatic Black Man, do you know I spoke to him in person? Like, first of all, if you go to my IG, you'll see me in a picture with him. But he came to Plainfield, New Jersey on 4th Street for that little, what's that little daycare shit on 4th Street?
4th and what?
4th and like Halsey.
4th and Halsey.
Like before Spooner. So if you pass Plainfield Ave on 4th Street, that's Halsey, that corner, and then it's on the right. It's like a little daycare. So they've been in for many years. Many years. But he came in there, it's right before Spooner. So he came in there and he did a lecture on marijuana and the effects of it. You know what I mean? How it's tied to the homosexual movement, the LGBT. And yo, Kyle,
Wesley Muhammad. You talking about Wesley Muhammad, right?
He came to play for him. I took a picture with him.
Okay.
And I had asked him a specific question about his research, and my man gave me some receipts.
That's great.
Receipts, yeah. I mean, and he's very accessible. So it's like he's not like Jay-Z where you can't never talk to him. Like he's accessible. Like if you follow him, you can ask specific questions and he'll answer them. So if there's any doubt, any questions you got for his findings on marijuana, you could easily just ask the brother. He'll tell you, because he didn't make it big yet. You did. So when you didn't make it big, you're very accessible. When you make it big, it's hard to reach you.
That's when you start shutting down and shit. Oh, talk to my publicist.
Right. so the Decent said to fix the man titty problem with marijuana. He said just do some damn push-ups. Stop being lazy, smoking weed, eating only. Nah, but I agree that not everybody's been affected with the man breast, because I know close friends who smoke and they don't have the man breast. But I do know people, I do got close friends who do smoke and got man breast. So it's half and half. So he said weed does not cause gynecomastia. I'm guessing that's what the breast shit. But Decent, if you're saying that, I will only ask you to watch Dr. Wesley Muhammad videos on that, because he's bringing receipts. So you can't, when a person got receipts, you just can't ignore them or dismiss them. You got to check them out. So if I'm a researcher and I don't believe you, I'm going to ask you where the information comes from, and I'm gonna check up on your info. I'm gonna come behind you and make sure it says what you said it says. You did. I won't just dismiss it because I disagree. That's not how I research. I'm gonna come behind you. I'm gonna say, Kyle, where you get that from, bro? Give me the source. Give me the link. Give me the reference, and I'm gonna go and read. And trust me, Kyle, I read that shit. Like most people, like black folks don't really like. We don't have confidence in each other to like do research and read and shit. So people pass me stuff, Kyle, and they think I'm not gonna read it. And I actually read more than them on it. And I said, okay, brother. I said, yeah, let's talk about that shit you gave me. Because I'm very competitive, bro. When it comes to information, I'm very competitive, and I don't like when somebody know more than me. So I will go to the extreme to know more than you. Mm-hmm. I'll read that shit every day, bro, and be above you, and then come and talk to you. Like, yo, remember you said this? I said, okay, well, your own source said this. Where you get that shit from? And like I'm very competitive in anything I do. And when it comes to research and like scholarship and debating, I'm competitive in that shit too. So whatever it is that I'm being challenged on, I go beyond reasons. You dig? To know more than you, or at least know as much as you, to be able to directly talk to you. So now, when I read your information, it's either it checks out or it doesn't. That's the bottom line. If it checks out, cool. If it doesn't, you're in trouble, because that's your source. So, so last thing, we're gonna end this out. I ain't trying to be ever too late. So it says, so Decent says, I don't recall any source he made except that you G dudes smoke and a lot of young dudes come out and gave you. Nah, Decent, trust me, bro. I'm telling you, you are wrong. Decent, you are wrong. Not you could be wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I watched the first 5 videos of his marijuana stuff, because he even tied like the water, like some water was turning like frogs gay and bisexual. So now,
Word.
Yeah,
I heard about
Decent,
that.
right. So Decent, he's saying something about the women's products that go inside the water system. That's like contaminating with some gay shit. So Decent, trust me, bro. I watched like the first 5 videos of Dr. Rich Muhammad on his weed shit, and he definitely got receipts for everything he said. Now I'm not sure the receipts check out. I'm not sure if the sources are great or credible. I'm not saying they're credible. I'm not saying they're good sources.
That's the part of the research.
He didn't have receipts. Say that again, Kyle.
That's the part of the research. That's what we got to do.
Right, exactly. Like he shows you where he got it from. We got to come behind him and make sure that shit is valid. So Decent, if you don't believe it's valid, you can come behind him, because remember, one thing about all of us, Kyle, is this: we're all humans, and because we're all humans, that means we're all susceptible to a mistake. So it's quite possible he could have made a mistake. It's quite possible he has a personal agenda, because the Nation of Islam is against all drugs, you dig? So he has a confirmation bias. He's going to be against weed no matter what. He's going to be against alcohol no matter what. So if alcohol did have a positive side to it, if weed had a positive side to it, he's going to ignore it, because part of his religious doctrine is to be anti-alcohol, anti-drug. So since you know that in advance, you know that he has a confirmation bias on weed and alcohol. So his source can be faulty, but you got to come behind him and actually do your due diligence and point it out. Now Truthstorian said that he came behind him and found some shit that was wrong. You know, Minister Inky came behind him and said he found shit that was some wrong. So 2 guys that I know for a fact said they came behind him and point out information was wrong. I don't know what they found, but this is what they're saying. So yeah, so AJ Black Man said research, cross-reference. You got to do that. So you shouldn't give a strong opinion. I will, for me personally, for you guys, my name is Ron Harrison. My YouTube name Unbiased Sports. I will never just give an opinion without thorough research. I will never do that. So that's my standard. My standard is thorough research. So if you guys want to protect your reputation and your words, if you want to be taken serious, then you should do your due diligence and go ahead and research and watch what he's saying, his receipts, and go and find out if it's accurate. Because I know one thing: when it comes to vaccines and shit I'm into, I'm doing thorough research. I know my strongest argument. I know my weakest argument. I know your strongest. I know your weakest. You don't know that, and nobody gonna know more than me on my topic. You dig? When it comes to viruses and vaccines, there's nobody that ever come on my platform who gonna know more than me. All right. So y'all might have questions you think is hard. For me, it's like easy shit. None of y'all have researched more than me. I done spent money on shit. Right now, I'm still subscribed to study.com, microbiology. You dig? So anybody, I got massive books on my shit. So none of my shit is based on Google. I got physical books in my presence. I got physical videos that I watch. You dig? So ain't nobody online that come on this platform is fucking me when it comes to vaccine and virus. You dig? It's going to be an education when we talk. You listening, me teaching. But Kyle, you got anything last? Because I'm about to get ready to pack this thing up and go to bed.
Nah, it was cool joining the live with you. It was cool talking.
Yeah, definitely. So
definitely gotta get back on with you too, bro. When we, whatever topic you choose.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss these riots more. You dig? We're gonna discuss solutions. Like we're gonna discuss like riots and solutions. So normally I used to have a panel full of people, like 9-10 people on here all talking, but it got too unorganized. Everybody's talking over each other, you dig? So I stopped that. So now I got people like yourself coming on, maybe you and maybe somebody else. So I don't want a whole bunch of people anymore because it gets too wild, too sloppy, too much arguing going on. So next time you come on, it's going to probably be you and maybe 2 others. And we're going to talk about the most important thing to talk about. That's the riots and social injustice. You dig? That's the only thing important right now to talk about. So, and we're gonna talk about the NBA because you got Kyrie Irving, you got LeBron, and they got opposing views on whether we should play basketball or not. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I saw Kyrie was saying that they didn't want to get back in it, right? He was saying, he was basically saying, "Don't be a sheep." But I don't know.
Yeah,
I saw, you know what I did. So I think Enes Kanter came out and said that if he was basically saying that, well, if I come out and say who it is, y'all gonna be like, yo, that's crazy. But somebody said they ain't playing. Like somebody said they all stars from the East said they not playing. I don't know if it was Kyrie that he was mentioning, but he was like, yeah, y'all gonna be like, y'all gonna be mad when y'all hear about this one.
Yeah, so let me address two things and then just that. So indigenous black men said Farrakhan says vaccines are bad. Yeah, Farrakhan did say that, but Elijah Muhammad didn't say that. And Elijah Muhammad got a different perspective on white man science. Like he actually agrees with it. Farrakhan disagrees with it. So let me just get you with that one. Emotep Ra, he said, I hope your computer gets a virus on bias. That's not gonna happen, my brother, because I got Norton.
He's fucked up.
I got Norton. That ain't gonna happen. But let me say this lastly. So Kyle, so Kyrie, the thing about this, Kyle, let me ask you this just off the top. Yeah. Is the media for social injustice or they don't give a fuck about it? Like they just like, hey, ain't no big problem. Which one?
You said the media?
Yeah, I'm my bad. Let me rephrase it. Is the media for social justice or they like, nah, it's no big deal. Let's just continue on with life?
At this point, what I'm seeing? What I'm seeing, it seems like they are, but I'm sure it's other media platforms that's like speaking out. These white channels or whatever, they not really for it because they feel like it's an attack on them. But
right, exactly. So
from what I see,
Right. So my point is Kyrie Irving. Like, if anybody is for the rights, if anybody's for Black Lives Matter, Kyrie is speaking for you. Kyrie Irving is saying this. It's real clear. So don't let the media outlets like dilute his message. He's saying that he does not want to play another game in the NBA until social injustice is addressed properly. He's saying the NBA starting will just smother the protest. It will smother the message where you forget about it on some Kaepernick shit and life just goes on and another black man dies next year or in the fall or whatever.
Oh, shit, I wasn't thinking like that.
Right. That's where he's coming from. He's saying, he's saying, fuck basketball. Let's do a real stand. Let's throw away the season. And that's our stance against social injustice. Let's force them to address it where we're willing to throw away the whole season. Not the whole season, but half of the season, playoffs, whatever, the last quarter, if you want to say. So that's what, but not just him. You got Patrick Beverly and other basketball players. And look, Kyrie gonna get paid no matter what, but not Patrick Beverly. He's not getting one dime, by the way. When he doesn't play, he got no sneaker deal, nothing like that, no endorsements. So Patrick Beverly's saying, fuck the NBA money. He's saying Black Lives Matter is more important. And you got many other basketball players that feel like that. Feels like, yo, we're not going to start the league because it's going to smother our effort to end social injustice. So the media is playing that down. They're trying to paint Kyrie as a bad guy, troublemaker. He's out of his mind. That's what the media is doing because the media don't give a fuck about social injustice. They want the NBA to continue and shit just go away. They don't want a real solution. So niggas like stars like Kyrie and man saying, fuck that. No, not on my watch. And so they're calling out LeBron because LeBron just want to play basketball. They're like, yo, LeBron, it's bigger than fucking you, dude. It's bigger than you. You trying to chase a fucking ring? Fuck your ring. Like, your people dying, nobody getting locked up, and no laws getting passed. So that's where Kyrie's coming from. I mean, that's where Kyrie's coming from.
Yo, he need to just come out and straight up say it like that because.
Well, no, he can't because media. Don't forget, media painted Dave Chappelle crazy, right? You remember that, right?
Who?
The media painted Dave Chappelle crazy, right?
Oh yeah. Hell right. Yeah.
So that's what happened. They're gonna paint him crazy, then he's gonna lose everything. The media, when the media don't fuck with you, bro, you're crazy, you're anti-Semite, you're homophobic. They're gonna paint some bad shit on you, some R. Kelly shit, and it's over. So that's why they can't just come out and say what they want to say. They got to be politically correct. And look, we got to take heed for that. We all got to be politically correct too. In this country, like you said, it's capitalist. You got to make money. but it's also a politically correct country. You can't say what you want to say. You got to play the fucking game. You say what you want to say, they'll turn your own folks against you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You got everybody's against all our leaders. Every last one of them died in vain. You dig? Dr. King, all of them. Everybody got a negative history tied to them. Garvey, everybody got some shit tied to them, according to white people. But on that note, we are out.
My brother.
Right, thanks. I'll hit you up when we come live again, my brother. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
All right, peace.